Alright, you nerds. It's time to go back to school. Too bad I'm not playing Hoffman. I love Hoffman's dialogue on this map. But, we're playing Hard Carly because of the extra toolkit slot, just for extra double toolkit moments. There's actually a lot of those at the beginning of Act 3, where there's a potential good use out of a toolkit. This is another map where there's a potential use of a toolkit as well. I mean, a second toolkit. But, making the grade. This is going to be about simply knowing where to hold out at inside of the school. Some nice tricks that we can do for the Gymnasium Holdout event, and etc.
Need that.
Reloading.
And similar to the last map, all these windows are danger points, no points. Just recognize that if you're going to be here, that there's typically zombies inside, like that guy. So if I were to shoot my gun, I'm out here shooting my gun, doing my thing, shooting stuff, right? With all these zombies jumping out of the window. So just keep that in mind, that there's a lot of flanking opportunity here as far as the ridden go.
What do you think you're doing? Oh, so I'm to blame?
Right, and there's typically not a whole lot of loot out here. Typically it's just going to be like right here. Some potential supply crates out here. I recall there can be like stuff in this alleyway.
Something's not
Supply crates can be right here and stuff, right? Stuff like that, right? Jump on top of the school bus. This will give you vision of sleepers over here. Top of this, right? We can steal the stuff. You can shoot through this fence, but jumping on the bus will give you a nice bit of lay of land for this next little bit here. Now, this is the area where I talk about potentially wanting a second toolkit. Is this for this door right here? This door will almost always be alarmed in nightmare mode. Pretty much always be alarmed in nightmare mode. So you can just toolkit this door. The other option too is if you want to save the toolkit or you don't have the money for it. You just want one toolkit for the toolkit room. You can just shoot this door and we'll run all the way back to the hallway here, because there's actually a really easy place to hold out at. In my experience, that second door is always unlocked, and it's never alarmed. But
feeling things are gonna get ugly.
we run to here. Now we give the bots their time to shine. Never mind, the bots will decide to go to sleep now. Right? So I find that it's relatively easy. Just the whole team works together. Shoot down that door as quickly as you can. Run to here. You have quite a bit of hallway. Wretches would be annoying, but that's a team effort. Killing wretches is always a team effort.
Hey, stupid! Don't shoot me!
Well, look before
We
you
pretty much
move.
never want to hold out in any of the classrooms, because all of the classrooms have windows
The bad guys?
that can be potential spawn points. But now that we're here and we're always relatively close to a holdout point of some kind, feel free to loot these rooms. These are relatively easy and quick rooms to loot. I know, look at that. Look at that.
Transformation never used to be so fast.
Right?
What changed?
You can loot these rooms pretty freely here.
These things need to adapt and mutate to survive.
There's pretty much loot in all these classrooms.
That's why we never killed the
But
common
now
cold.
we need to be super
Will we
careful
stay immune?
here,
Who
right?
knows?
Similar
I'm
to
not a
the
scientist.
funeral home, where shooting our gun was a big no-no around these windows. Look at all these zombies. In nightmare mode, outside these windows will be filled and filled and filled with zombies.
Handgun.
Hey,
Typically these windows outside will always have tons of zombies. So my recommendation will be to step out, shoot some zombies, and then get back into the hallway. Try and pull as many zombies as you can out of these rooms before you enter them. Because if you go to get into a corner, right, which is a safe way to clear a room, and then start shooting, typically in nightmare mode you're gonna be overwhelmed potentially by this window here. There's all those zombies chilling out there. I would say there's two decent places to hold out here against for the nest horde. And it's going to be one here, the teacher's lounge. Pretty decent place to hold out at. A lot of width, right? A lot of width here, so that if a wretch does show up, typically it's not going to kill your whole team. A lot of movement as far as width goes. Not the best angle as far as like other people standing in the room to hold the door, but very, very workable spot. Same thing with this classroom. Those are all potential zombie points, so I would say try to avoid going into this room as much as possible, at least until the windows quiet down, right? The other good holdout spot is actually right here. So, unlike the other nest levels, where like the nest itself is typically a spawn point where zombies and mutations will crawl out of it, nothing spawns or crawls out of this goop like the other missions. I don't know why that's the case. This is like the only exception almost.
What's that?
Where this is actually a
Get some
wall.
light here.
Nothing can spawn behind us. So again, we can do our stacking.
Watch out! Cover me! Reloading!
Typically we want to stack the furthest one away. Looks like zombies respawned in this room. Do some chilling. Reload our LMG and then pop this almost immediately. Oh. Pop that. Wait for this to respawn. Be a little too early. And then we just get back here. Obviously in nightmare mode, we would need to do this twice. So we'll just hold off against the horde here. The nice thing about dealing with wretches here is that wretches have a limited range of 22 meters now. They got nerfed as far as out in the open. So the player, if we had one player standing just a little bit forward, like Holly was, the wretch will aggro that player first and start vomiting. The rest of the team back here is totally safe, and all Holly has to do is step back 1 meter, and then the wretch is effectively useless.
Everyone's still in one piece?
Now, I've talked about it already, but because
And I can forget.
every toolkit room has a medicine cabinet in
I
it,
can sense it.
and every medicine cabinet has a free charge, a toolkit is almost always a good investment. The toolkit was always a good investment to begin with, but now it's like a must. Like a toolkit room was always a must, and now it's definitely a must. Like, so here's the toolkit room. This map, I think this is the only one it can be. Never seen it anywhere else in my play experience. Take this for the extra health, you know what I mean?
Hatchet. First aid cabinet.
But this is going to be our holdout point now for the gymnasium event, right? This is it. This is it right here. Decent enough room, not incredible. I'm pretty sure things can puke through this, but I don't think they like to. I don't think they aggro through it for some reason. But once we trigger the gymnasium event, almost everything is going to be coming through this
I've got
door.
first dibs once we get this open.
Coming through this
There.
door right here. Almost all of it. Maybe a couple of mutations might spawn here. I've also found that if you trigger the horde the horde event in the gymnasium and then you run back to here,
Hey,
things
need
will
light here.
start
Something there.
spawning over here. Zombies and mutations, and spawn over here. You get flanked. So this is going to be like the shortest distance, best place
Over
to do
there.
this, I think.
Going in.
So I don't think. I know.
Here we
I've
go.
had many success using that room. It's sort of the key room to do it in. So just clear out this area. Beware sleepers. Sleepers can spawn literally like on all of these walls.
Got a feeling
All
things are
on all
gonna
of
get
these
ugly.
walls here.
There. Over here.
That wall as well and all that stuff.
Found some bullets.
But loot this area. Pretty much this is all lootable space here.
Time to get busy.
This is easier with human players at this point, right? You would get here as a team, work together to get here as a team safely, right? temporarily zombies out.
Molotov here.
Loot the room.
Here.
But then once you're sort of all ready to go, 2 or 3 of the players will run back to that toolkit room that we had, right? These side doors don't open until the ogre event. But now that we're here, we just do the generator. And then we're going to run all the way back to the toolkit room. Easy.
SMG here.
And we just chill here. And whoever's hanging out right here can pretty much see all of it. If you want to see a graphical glitch,
We should be able to get out through that window.
there's a graphical glitch. If you stand exactly where I'm standing, you will be inside of Holly. Gonna get it again. Come on, bots. The bots, for whatever reason, like to be on the same plane as you. Like, at all costs.
Get down!
And of course, this is why we have grenades. I haven't talked about it yet in this video, but I've talked about it in all my other videos. Confined space in rooms like this counter the horde, and we just kill them with bullets. The only thing that can hurt us or uproot us, right, is mutations, which is why we have grenades. And everyone on your team should pretty much have grenades.
Take this.
And as far as like nuances to a mission, this is the only nuanced thing. Like, this is the only in-mission mechanic that we have to deal with, really, other than the nest, which we are quite familiar with and capable of. And so you just wait here until the horde is over. Seems like it's about is. And then we're going to do the same exact thing now. A little card spawn here. Right? Oh. In Nightmare mode, most of these doors open, but... So, same thing. There's a battery in here.
Razor wire.
Where are you, battery?
Got it.
Same exact thing. So this will be the last
We just received a call from Chenda and the
bit
KSC.
for the staircase.
They're pulling out. Something
But we're going to do the
moving
same
in on
thing
your
here with
position.
the
Clear
holding
the
off
area.
against the horde in this room. You can see there's a spawn behind us. So again, we're just going to hold off the horde here,
Cruiser.
per usual. Nice and safe and easy in our little room.
Incoming.
Try and keep
We'll
up.
grenade anything that scares us. One interesting thing here that's going to happen. The ogre can jump out of the gym and be on top of the school roof. And I find that when we hold out here in this room for this horde event, the ogre will jump out of the gymnasium and he'll be walking on the school roof, like above us, like he's trying to find us, basically.
God help us.
Like he's literally trying to find us.
Parker.
This is actually really, really nice for us because we have the option now to run through the school roof. If everyone moves together and works together as a team, you can actually run all the way past the ogre before he jumps off the school roof, because he's on the school roof, and if you get out of the gymnasium
All clear.
onto the school roof, he'll be there, blocking your path, and you have to fight him on the roof, and it's annoying and things like that. Alright, but he's like right here. Alright, you can hear him behind us. So we do have the option here now to just
This way.
book it. Oh, we have a breaker too. How funny. That's not good.
Changed. Roll still
Quickly,
full
back into the
zombies.
gymnasium. Now he jumped out and he's gonna be up top.
All I wanted was a quiet country practice.
My grenade's doing that? Not quite. We are building up grenade damage with the solo queue deck for the ogre on the body dump, but we're not quite there yet.
You need this more than I do.
If you had a breaker here, I would highly recommend getting back into the gym. Or actually, I would recommend if you had a monster card like I did, We don't have to get up here quite yet, right? Because after we leave the toolkit room, the ogre is up here. But if once we enter the gym, the ogre will jump back down into here.
No.
And so before you climb up, you can just kill the ogre, take care of him here,
Thanks, Walker.
right?
Check your fire.
If you wanted
Right
to.
out in front of me, and this is my fault. Running low. Need that.
Or you can just run past him. So essentially, if you're going to run past him, you're not looting any of this. If you're going to take the time to kill the ogre, you might as well loot all this area. There's lots of sleepers going on here, but typically there's loot in the corner.
Just love keeping us alive. Now,
Loot behind these doors a lot of the times. Won't open them. If you're looking for another skull, it's right here.
can't have you being set now.
Let me just book it. So there's a little bit of loot here and there
Back off.
as far as this area.
I'm like a reverse thief.
Relatively easy places to run around through, though.
The good stuff.
Ammo.
Here. Take
No, Doc, what are you doing? But I would actually just run through this part. It really just depends on your team composition. If your team is dying and things aren't going well, then you probably want to run. If your team's doing great, your team's got good damage,
like you need this.
then you can kill the ogre before you climb up,
Out of here.
and then you're good to go. So that's it. Just a recap. Again, just all the basic fundamentals as far as like moving into the school. You can have a second toolkit if you want to deal with that alarmed door when entering the school. But if not, it's relatively easy horde to deal with. You can even run back to the safe room instead of running into the school, right? Because I shot that door and then ran to the back of the hallway. You can also have one player shoot that door and then the other 3 players are waiting at the safe room and that player just run back to the safe room. So you can potentially just save a toolkit there, just deal with the horde. Ammo's cheaper. And etc., right? Burn the toolkit if you want to or not. Loot those opening school rooms. Be careful of school windows when you're inside the school for zombies jumping inside. Stack the nodes. Set up in either the teacher's lounge or at the nest itself for the holdout, for the nest holdout. Toolkit room as the holdout point for both generator rooms or for both gymnasium events. And then it's your choice. Kill the ogre before you climb up if you're going to kill it, or just run past it, climb up, etc., and then go for the room. And that's it. That's making the grade. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it, and I'll see you in the future.